Hello viewers, welcome to this tutorial. So we are learning range in this session. Okay, I've been talking about range since the beginning of the for loop, or the loop in itself, but I've not really implemented it. Okay, so what does a range does? Okay, so the range is actually a class type which helps us to kind of identify the range of numbers, or a grouping of numbers, from the beginning of a number to the end of a number without writing them as such. Because just imagine I have numbers from 1 to 100, so I have to be writing 12, 13, 14. You know, it is so stressful if you have a whole lot of numbers you're dealing with. So that's when we use range. Range kind of simplifies it, so we don't have to be writing all this stuff. Okay, so let's just jump into what a range is. All right, so this is how to basically declare range. I have groups of numbers, okay, and I just go like range. So range is also an iterable. Okay, all right, so range from 0 to 10. Okay, so if you went through my tutorials about what a list actually does, if you took notice of slicing, if I say I need from 0 to 1, now if you've not really gone through, now 0 to 2, if you've not gone through my slicing tutorials, you can go back to it at a list. If you're cool with it, no problem. That's not what I'm dealing with now. Okay, so anytime we slice from 0 to 2, the beginning index is included, okay, and the end index is excluded. So it will only reveal to me the values within the list from index 0 to index 1. Alright, so that's just a quick stuff. So the same way does the range work. Okay, so if I say range from 0 to 10, it is not going to print 10. It will start from the beginning value. So it will say, alright, you need a value from 0 to 10. So it will start from 0 and emit the 10 value. So it will print 0, 1, 2, 3 up to 9, meaning it is a range of 10 values. Okay, the range of 10 values, and this 0 indicates the start index. Okay, let me not use, okay, I can use index though, but it basically deals with the start value. So the first value within the range is the start, and the last value within the range is the end, but exclusive. Okay, but interestingly, if I print this result right now, you just see range 0 comma 10. Here it will display some weird stuff. All right, it will display this. It's good to display this so I can be able to explain what is called unpacking to you. Unpacking. All right, so what unpacking actually does is someone brings you a package of numbers which is range 0 to 10. You have to be able to unpack them to reveal the values you have within them. Okay, so to unpack them, we use what is called a list. All right, so we can use list to unpack this one. Unpack simply means you want to reveal what is inside this one. So this variable consists of range of values of 0 and 10. Okay, so 0 to 10, sorry, so we have 0 to 9 because the value 9 is exclusive, the value 10 is exclusive. Okay, so let's just, if I print it, we still have range 10. So if you want to unpack the values, we use the list. All right, let me see. So we use the list class, then we bring our bracket and we type in numbers. All right, so what this will do is, the list will be able to use those numbers and display them as a list form. Okay, it will, so there's it, we have our output. So you know this means it's a list. If you see the square brackets here, it means it's a list. So we've made this range of values a list. So if you want to reveal it to the user, we could just use this list class and it reveals all the values we have here. So you see it starts from 0 and it ends at 9. So the beginning value will be included, okay, but the end value will not be included. So that is how ranges work. So if I need values from 1 to 10, then I indicate 1 and I say 1 to 11. Okay, so 11 will be excluded and it will print 10 for us. Okay, and this is the same way if I want to paste it here. Maybe I don't want to worry myself to declare this variable, so let me just comment it. All right, and I just go like range, okay, 1 to 11. It works the same way. I will have the values I'm expecting here. Alright, so this was just the basic way of how to deal with ranges. So we're going to implement this range within our for loop, and so let's add so many things to it. There are things we can also do with our range. Let's see. In case you want to give a list of values and give intervals to them, so I need values from 1 to 20. all right, 1 to 20, basically to start from 1 and end at 19, you already know. And I bring a comma and say give intervals of 2, so to start with 1 then go to 3, so it will be given intervals of 2. Okay, so that is how it will print it. Just look at it, 1, 3, 5, 11 and straight to 19. So anytime you want to create intervals among them, make sure you don't bring the interval after here. The interval is not necessarily in the middle where you say 2,20. If you do it this way, to print 1 and 2, it will just print 1 and 2 for, okay, maybe only 1. Yeah, I forgot that the 2 will be excluded. Okay, the last value will be excluded. So that is how range basically works. So I need values from 1 to 20. Then after you bring the intervals, if I need intervals of 5, then I do this and it gives me intervals of 5. Okay, so that's the basic way how it works. So 0 to 20 and I need intervals of 2, it prints the even numbers for me. So this is how range basically works, and you can do the same thing as I did earlier. Just type range and do everything you need within the list. Okay, so there are two ways we can unpack the range value. Either we use this list object, okay, we can use this list object to unpack the range values, or we can use for loops to unpack the range values. So if you're using for loops, there is no, so not only for loops, the looping statement, for loop and while loop. So it is of no use adding the list to it again if you want to unpack the values. So let's see, for current number, okay, you know I'm using number, all right, for current number in numbers, all right, then print current number. Okay, so this will also unpack the values for me. So this is, we have 0 to, and its intervals to 18. So if I take out the intervals and maybe I just need from 0 to 10, it will print exactly from 0 to 10. Okay, so this is what we have right here. All right, so this is also another way of unpacking your values. So you can either use the list to unpack the values, but if you basically dealing with a for loop and you already know what a for loop does, you want to pass out the individual values and make use of them, there'll be a tutorial where we'll be using the conditional statement, like the if statement within our looping statement. Then you're going to understand so much of deep things. Okay, so this is just the basic way of how to use ranges just within your looping statements, your for loop. You can use it within the while loop. So this really helps, so you don't end up stressing yourself declaring so much variables and so much numbers from one. So any number at all you need, you can just use them as simple as you want. Okay, so range is very good and it's a built-in function. It really helps, and you can use it to declare your numbers if you want, and it makes things simple, it makes things so concise. All right, so this is what we'll be going through for this tutorial. So thanks for viewing. Make sure you subscribe and like the video if it was so good for you, and also make sure you ring the bell so every other information comes to you by default. All right, thanks for viewing.